welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. I really appreciate you for taking out your time to check out this video, and I thank you for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. So in today's video, I will be showing you how to make a simple denim dress with Ankara patches. So I'll be using my denim fabric, my zipper, my bias tape, and leftover Ankara fabrics. So it's going to be a very simple and easy to make dress. Please watch to the end of this video. Thank you. I folded the front fabric into two, the fabric for the front into two, using the biggest body circumference, which is the hip circumference plus extra 1 inch, and the length of the dress I'm making is 40 inches plus 1.5 inches for hemming. And I've ruled out some lines. The first line is the shoulder line, then to 8.5 is the chest line, the waist line is 16 inches, the hip line is 24 inches, and like I said before, the length of the dress is 40 inches plus 1.5 inches hemming allowance. So what I'll do now will be to draw out the shoulder slope using the 3-inch 8 inches standard. So I would mark 3 inches and 8 inches on the shoulder line, and from the 8 inches point I came down by 1 inch and I connected to the 3 inches point. And I also took half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8.5, and I also took that same measurement on the chest line, and then I'm drawing out my armhole. For the front armhole, I'll find the middle of the line I just drew and come in from the middle by half an inch, and I'll draw my front armhole. And for the back armhole, I'll just connect from the straight line without coming in. Then I also imputed quarter of my bust measurement, which is 9.5, plus half inch for ease and 1 inch seam allowance. Then on the waistline, I took quarter of my waist measurement plus half inch for ease and 1 inch seam allowance. My waist measurement is 32 plus divided by 4 will give me 8 inches plus half inch is 8.5. On my hip, I also took quarter of my hip measurement plus half inch for ease and 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll connect the points I've made together. I'll connect, and then on the hemline I'll also bring down what I have on my hip measurement. The measurement I have on my hip measurement is the measurement I'll put on the hemline. Since I'm making a simple dress, it's going to be a straight dress, so I'll put that same measurement on the hemline and also connect down. I'll also take my neckline measurement. I'll take a neck width of 3.5 inches and a neck depth of 1 inch for the back neckline and 4 inches for the front neckline, and I'll connect together. Then I'll also take half inch joining allowance on the shoulder for joining the front and the back shoulder together and connect. Then I'll cut out the side of this of the front side before placing the back part on it and tracing it out, because this is a denim fabric and it will be thick to cut the two of them together. So I'll trace out the front and then place the back underneath and trace it out as well. So I placed the back part underneath and traced out, but I added 1 inch zipper allowance to the back part and then cut out the back pattern just like I did for the front. So now what I will do will be to open up the front part of the dress and then start arranging and attaching the Ankara fabric the way I want. So I did not cut out the neckline for the front yet. After attaching the fabrics, I will then cut it out. I've cut out my Ankara fabrics in strips, different colors, and I cut out a width of 1.5 inches. So I would fold in the two edges. I'll fold that in and then place it from the center. I'll first sew in the center part, and I'll sew the center. I'll choose a length I want. I'll probably make it around 22 to 24 inches of length, and then at the side, on both sides of this one I've placed, I'll now place another one. I'll keep placing, and I can just cut the fabrics and interchange the colors and keep placing till I have the desired number and just the way I want it to come out. So I'll fold and attach the fabrics the way I've just explained. So as you can see, I've attached the fabrics, the Ankara fabrics, on the denim. So for me to attach it, I'll sew on both sides of the folded edge of the Ankara fabric, and also at the upper part and the lower part of each strip I would fold it in by half an inch and sew it onto the denim. So after doing that, I would fold the fabric into two, the front part of the denim into two. I'll fold it into two equal parts to cut out the neckline that I did not cut out before. So I would remeasure my neckline, which is 3.5 inches by 4 inches. The depth is 4 inches, so I would mark it out and then connect to the neck width and then cut that out. I'll also cut out the armhole for the front armhole. And after cutting out the front armhole, I would use a bias strip to tidy up the neckline for the front. And then for the back part, I would measure where I want my zipper to stop, and then I'll sew the remaining parts down to the hemline. I'll sew it down to the hemline using 1-inch seam allowance, and then I'll attach the zipper to the part I've left for the zipper, and then also tidy up the neckline using a bias strip. So I've sewn in the zipper, and I've also tidied up the neckline for both the front and the back. The next thing I will do now will be to join them on the shoulder, the front and the back part. I'll join them on the shoulder using 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then I'll also use a bias strip to tidy up the armhole. It's a sleeveless dress, so I'll tidy up the armhole using a bias strip. Then I would join them together by the sides using the 1-inch side seam allowance I left. I will join them on the side and then hem the lower part. And that is it for the denim dress with Ankara patches. Thank you for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up.